Good morning, parents. Let's take a few moments to center ourselves, be still, and set our intention for the day. But before we dive into the content, please do show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel. Not only does it encourage us to continue making more content, but it also helps our videos to rank higher and be made available to more parents. Let's take a deep breath, let go of any negativity, and fully connect with yourself in this present moment. So today we're going to complete chapter 2 of Matthew. So Matthew chapter 2, starting at verse 19 today. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. And he arose and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Herod's son did reign in Judea, in room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go. Notwithstanding, being warned of God in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. So we're seeing here that Herod is dead and now they can return. And when you look at your life, some things have to leave before you can go forward. Some things have to die, so to speak. So sometimes we have to leave friends, we have to leave areas, we have to leave jobs. Certain things need to be pruned off of you before you're free and able, and it's the timing is right, it's safe, it's the right setting for you to go on to the next phase of your journey. So we don't want to lament sometimes that we don't want to let go of things and let go of people and situations. Remember the saying, some people are in your life for a season, some people are in your life for a reason, some people are in your life for a lifetime. Very few are in your life for a lifetime, but too often we try to cling on to seasonal or specific things that were sent for a specific reason as though they should be in our life for a lifetime. If we see it moving away, God's leading you in another direction, trust Him enough to open your hand. He will never take something from you unnecessarily. He says He will protect that which He has given to you. So if He gave you something, He's going to protect it. But remembering some things that He gives you are seasonal. They're for a season in your life to get you to the next level. So it's not that He's turned back on His promise. It's like, I need you to let go of that. Open your hand so that you can make room for me to give you something bigger and better. Don't stay back there. I'm trying to level you up. So consider that as you're looking at what's going on in your world now, or even keep this in mind for the future. Often we have to let go of something before we can move into that next season. So Herod is dead. They can return. And Matthew Henry in his commentary has an interesting point here. Let's look at that. And he says, the death of Herod, which happened not long after the murder of the infants. So originally when I read the word, I used to think it was years had passed between the time Christ was in Egypt, kind of hiding out from Herod. Here, the historian is noted that it's thought by many historians that it was just about 3 months. It wasn't a long period of time. And it says, such quick work did divine vengeance make. It was noted that Herod must die. Proud tyrants that were the terror of the mighty and the oppressor of the godly in the land of the living, their day must come to fall. So whoever is going up against you, you do not have to fight your battles. When you look throughout the word, you don't often see that God said, even when Israel was going to war, often He said, you sing when you're going. It wasn't consistently that He said, pick up a sword. Often He said, be still and watch the majesty of God. And when they got into the camp, the people had already gone up against each other, or they heard them coming and thought it was a mighty army and went running for their lives. There are so many ways that God clears the path for His people. So anything in your path that is oppressing you, that is blocking you, don't allow it to put you into despondency or fear or anxiety or think that you're not called or God doesn't love you. Just keep your eyes on him. This is why we read the word, so we can see the example. He said he's given us the word so we would know the way that he moves and how things operate, so that when we hit a similar circumstance, a similar situation, we can just look back and we can even see how he brought them out and trust. He may not bring you out exactly the same way, but you can be faithful in knowing he is going to bring you out. And as he said here, the mighty must fall. Don't concern yourself and don't focus all your energy on those that are blocking you. You focus your energy on what God has called you to do, on representing, I like to say, representing his brand. You know his character, you know his heart, you know how he would be most pleased that you would conduct yourself in situations. And a lot of time that goes against our flesh, but we know the difference. So the more you walk, you allow him to do that, like he's done it here for Christ, he's going to do it for you because you are now in Christ. He said, who art thou then, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die? Don't concern yourself with man. Their time will come. You're going through a seasoning period, and they are being maybe used to season you in some times. They help and develop your patience and your perseverance and your compassion and your fill in the blank, but they will not be there long. It was 3 months, they're saying, historians are saying, that Christ was there, and then he cleared the path. And let's go on to look at a little more here, which I thought was very interesting. It said, how did he die? So they're looking at, it was a dreadful account which Josephus gives of the death of this same Herod. This is a famous historian, Josephus, that he was seized with a disease which burned him inwardly with an inexpressible torture, that he was insatiably greedy for meat, had the colic, gout, dropsy, such an intolerable stench attended his disease that none could come near him. And so passionate and impatient was he that he was a torment to himself and a terror to all that attended him. His innate cruelty, he was just naturally, just seemed inbred, that he was just cruel to his core. Being thus exasperated, he did everything he could with cruelty and still didn't satisfy. Nothing gave him pause. Made him more barbarous than he was before. And having ordered his own son to be put to death, and he imprisoned many of the nobility and gentry, and ordered that as soon as he was dead, that they should all be killed. But that execution of them never happened when he died. What kind of man is this? And this is the person, this type of person went after Christ. So there are going to be some people that come after you seemingly bent on your destruction, just blocking you at every turn. But don't focus on that. Don't worry about that. Do the best you can with what you have. Keep your hands as clean as possible. Don't try to get retribution. Trust. Look at these type of stories and trust that as God came through and cleared the path, he will come and clear you. He has promised you so many different places in the word. I go ahead of you and I will make crooked places straight. I will break down the bars of iron and brass. He clearing your path, but he says, I go ahead of you. So there's going to be a little space of time in there. We just want to trust him. As Jesus had to go hide out for 3 months, there's going to be a little season that it's going to seem like you're in hiding, seeming like you're in seclusion, but there's going to be a pause before he says, okay, it's time now. Let's come out and return. If you haven't done so already, please, 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 pretty please, do click that thumbs up button to let me know that you see value in this. Also, please remember to check out your app store for our Coaching for Parents app. It has some amazing free content that is going to be invaluable to you as you navigate raising your tweens and teens. And as you go into your day, remember that you are highly blessed, greatly favored, and deeply loved, and that you already are victorious in him. So go forward today with the expectation of success. And keep your eye open for little treats that he may have already planted along the pathway of this day for you. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, for another moment of meditation.